Here he is. Yeah.
Yeah. How are you, man? You right?
There he is, Mr. Tierney.
Up the fucking blues.
That's absolutely brilliant. I'm a Liverpool fan, by the way.
I really. Do you know what? Liverpool a lot. I can't. I hate when people say my second team. But I've got a lot of family in Liverpool, so
Yeah.
yeah. I say like second or third team.
You can tell by my accent, can't you?
Yeah.
Scouts as they come.
You got your nah. I was thrown off then. I was like, I didn't know whether to say yes or no. Yeah.
Mate, thank you so much for joining the Gunman Insta Live. This is a platform that I've set up for great fighters like yourself to be able to communicate with your fans, to give them an insight into the fight game. And it's an absolute pleasure to have you on today. Absolute pleasure. And it's brilliant that people like you can find the time to talk to the fans and you know, just spend some time communicating with the people that make you who you are, I suppose.
Yeah, of course, mate, of course. Thank you for having me on, to be fair. Like, it was a long overdue. I've postponed it a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even come and get you for that. But what I wanted to ask, the first thing I want to ask you is, why is it, because this is a boxing channel.
Yeah.
Mainly a boxing, glove boxing channel. Why is it 95% of boxers will not even consider bare knuckle boxing?
Personally, yeah, I think it's all down to the level you're at in boxing. If you're a glove boxer and you're earning thousands of pounds at Matchroom, etc., then yeah, I can understand you're not going to go over because you're going to say it's about money. But a lot of bare knuckle fighters are either they're at the end of the career in other sports, but the ones that are coming up now, the younger guys like myself, have sort of made it in bare knuckle and never really been there as a pro. So I can still understand why pro boxers and stuff now don't want to do it because of their hands. Like, they complain about their hands and their breaks and the cuts and it's not worth it and stuff. But I don't know, man. BKFC is becoming worth it now because people are getting paid good.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? They're getting paid really well.
Well, I mean, when I speak to boxers on this channel all the time, and all of them say, "Oh, it's too barbaric," or "I don't want to damage my good looks."
But what, look at this, so you know what I mean? That's 9 fights in, you know what I mean?
Mate, this is the best looking live we've had with me and you on this.
I'm telling you, mate. And I've seen your lives, mate. There ain't no one coming close.
Mate, I've had Seamus Dunn, the referee, and Tom Little on here recently.
Mate, we're definitely up there now. Then
we're on the pedestal. We're on the absolute pedestal. But yeah, no, like bare knuckle fighters would tell me, they would say to me, "This is traditional boxing. There was no gloves back in the you know, the old days. This is traditional boxing. This is the purest form of fighting." Do you see it like that? Why bare knuckle boxing for you?
They can't really say that. Like, bare knuckle, like, maybe fucking hell, we're talking ancient times, but there was gloves in Greece in the Olympics. Like in the first ever Olympics, they used gloves. Like, they made gloves. So all the purist form and that, I think it's bollocks, to be fair. It's just brutal, and it's just like a brutality of it, of fighting bare knuckle. You know what I mean? And splitting faces open and stuff like that. And it is barbaric, to be fair, but it's how you make it as well. Like, a lot of fighters make it barbaric, and there's very few that make it clean. And I'm one of them fighters that make it clean. Do you know what I mean? And good to watch. And I mean, obviously, bare knuckle's entertaining in general. Just in general, like, you know, there's so many knockouts. You know what I mean? There's so much entertainment, but to do it in a clean way and to box and to be able to move like the way I do fluently, you know what I mean? It's rare to be done. It's rare. There's not many people that can do it.
It's rare. I mean, you're seeing guys put down by jabs regularly.
Yeah.
Regularly, you know?
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, on your style, funny enough, I've actually just wanted to show, because obviously some guys haven't seen you fight. Yeah. But I'm telling you now, when I seen this clip I'm about to show you now, when I saw this is how every man wants to fight, okay? Yeah. So I'm just gonna flip my camera around, okay?
Yeah.
You've seen this a million times, but...
Oh, millions times. I already know what clip. I already know what clip.
You already know what I'm gonna show you. You already know what I'm gonna show you. But I have to show people jumping on that don't know about you as well. And you know, so here we go. I'm just gonna flip the camera around. Tell me where you can see that. I love this. I absolutely love it. Right, here we go. boom,
slip back,
counter
bang,
two,
slip,
bang,
slip,
bang,
roll. Billy Joe Saunders, and that's all she wrote.
And then reset, ready to go. One more time. Look
Slip
at
back,
this.
counter with that. He throws. I think he glimpses the nose. I roll, and I'm gone.
Oh, you took the mick out of him.
Yeah, big
And
time.
you know what? That was a big fight for you, and you was just having
massive.
fun.
That was my first time in America.
Yeah.
I travelled over. Had a good camp for it, to be fair, the solid camp, but I travelled over to America, and people don't understand this. I was jet lagged to fuck, man. They sort of were like, just fucked my flights up. I had 18 hours of travelling, you know, just to get there. It proper balls me up, man. And I remember, like, I was getting like 3 hours sleeps, waking up wide awake and that. Yeah, I just made the jet lag done me. But on the night, the night before when I weighed in, we went up to America, to New York, mate, into this fucking town to just chill out, like, and ended up getting on the block, technically on the piss of it, like. And, I was having like a couple Jaegers and that with my mate and that.
Really?
And, yeah, I swear on my life, man. And like, I remember like looking out the window, 2:30 in the morning, the snow's belting it down, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm fighting later.
Unbelievable.
And I went back, mate. I promise you. I went back, and I fucking got into bed and woke up, and then obviously just went and put on the performance of a lifetime, mate.
Oh, mental. What a performance! As I said, when I see that clip, every man wants to be able to fight like that.
Yeah.
If they say any different, they're absolutely bullshitting.
Bollocks, mate. It's bollocks. Yeah, look, George is in the comments now. Look, George came with me. Oh, mate, it was unbelievable. It was one of the best times of my life. It was the best fight of my life. Best fight.
Oh, nice one, George. Yeah, George is saying sick night that was.
Yeah.
Sounds like it was a heavy one.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Jaegers on the dance floor.
Jaegers on the dance floor, and then he just, you know, laid man out like a picnic blanket.
Yeah, mate.
And he flew back across the Atlantic.
Do you know what? It was mad, you know, because after I won that fight, I remember sitting there, and I remember I couldn't sleep, you know, for 2 days after that fight. The adrenaline was a joke, bro. I remember just sitting there, like, I remember in bed, lying there, and you're just hooked on watching it. I kept watching the clip back and over and over. Like, my following when I went to America, I had like 9,000 followers, and after that knockout, I think I went the next day after, I had 14K. Mate, I had famous rappers from America, famous NFL players. The clip went viral on Instagram. The album was
amazing.
Mate, it had like, I think it's got like 180,000 likes on it. Like, it's ridiculous.
Mate, you must. How do you feel when you watch that back? When I just showed you that now, do you still well up with pride, or how do you feel?
Yeah, I'm angry, to be fair, that I never continued that form. I continued it against Joe Armour, but not as good. In my last fight, obviously, I lost Bareknuckle, so I feel angry that, you know, I didn't get to continue that form and show people, because people obviously wanted to see that again. And I did do it in Joe Armour, but I didn't do it as fluent, and the fight was a little bit different.
It was a little bit different,
But I feel like when that whole scenario of me going to America, when I fight scared, I fight good. Do you know what I mean? I'm going in there, fucking bare knuckle. Do you know what I mean? No doubt about it. Someone's going to I walk through the ropes, mate, and the geezer's there going like, like screaming. I'm like, honestly, I sit there, I think, what the fuck have I got myself into, man? I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Like, that's genuinely what I think. So then when I fight scared, I fight good.
You
know
know
what I mean? So
you need that edge, don't you? Because if you're fighting a guy that you know that you can just beat the shit out of, it's not going to be a problem. But I think if you've got that fear, then that brings the best out in you, doesn't it?
That's it. I think that's what I'm going to take into my next fight, though, really. I was overlooking it. The last one was there was a load of problems. Weight loss, you know, I didn't train for 6 months. I jumped in the gym 8 weeks before. I lost 36 pounds in 8 weeks to make the fight. And yeah, it just killed me, man. Like, it wasn't the camp that I needed. And you could tell that after like round 2, round 3, I was fighting on tired legs.
Really?
Yeah, it was a tough fight, man.
We'll come on to that as well. We'll absolutely come on to that. So just bare knuckle as a whole, you've seen Austin Trout join the bare knuckle ranks. Who else has there been? Mike Perry, Diego Sanchez.
Diego Sanchez, Paige Van Zandt, Luke Rockhold.
MVP. MVP. Paige has had a fight.
Well, that's it. Like, me, like, it's mental to think as well with how far I've come. You know, I started. I remember watching Michael Venom Page on YouTube videos. You know, in the summer, he was like becoming that viral MMA knockout merchant. And then fast forward to 2022, I was co-maining his card. He was main event. I was co-main event. And I went and trained with him and sparred with him. The hardest man that's ever hit me in sparring, like, no doubt.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that was one of my questions as well. You've almost answered all my questions.
Yeah, no, honestly, mate,
I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that spar.
It was a good spar. You know, his gym rated me, to be fair. They were like, you know what they were saying? They were like, you know what? They were like, you're a good lad. Like, you fucking held your own. I remember when I jumped in the gym, mate, and he threw a right hand. Oh, my God. It was the first right hand he threw, and he does that thing, Michael Venom Page. You know? I was just there. I was thinking, mate, I watched you on the telly. I was thinking, I watched you on the telly, mate. You ain't even that good. I know what I'm going to do, yeah? And he's just gone. He's gone. And he's got jolting and went, bang, mate. My head went, boom, like whiplash. I remember like looking, I think everything went a bit blurred, and I remember thinking, "Fuck, I got 7 rounds of this."
Yeah. Oh, mate, he's long and rangy.
Mate,
he's in and out, isn't he?
So fucking hard as well. Like, I can't believe Mike Perry stood up to them shots, you know.
Yeah, but because he couldn't kick though, I felt in that fight it took a lot away from him, didn't it?
That's it. Yeah, with Michael Venom Page, he needs a lot of space as well. So when I sparred him in Shoot Fighters, which is the gym where KSI and that train.
Yeah.
The MMA cage is really big cage. What I sparred him in. So we had loads of room to move around. Where in a BKFC ring, it is big, but it's not too big. Like you're a little bit like closed off. Sometimes you don't get enough space to do what you want to be able to do. On the camera, it's mad. Like when you watch my fights and you watch other people's fights in it looks huge. But when you actually get in there, it's not as big as what you think it is.
Yeah, Jesus. I mean, it's absolutely brutal. But I think what boxing people are thinking that some of those fighters are named like Chad Mendes and Diego Santos. They're coming to the end of their career and they're going into bare knuckle boxing, and it almost needs like that Conor McGregor type star to really push bare knuckle boxing into the new fold. I actually think you could be that person. You've got the personality, the way you fight, your style is absolutely sexy. You've got good punch power, you're slick, you've got a great personality, you tick all the goddamn boxes if you ask me. I think like really you can fill that void. Your record is superb. I've 7 and 2, and the 2 that you've lost to have been like brilliant fighters. You've lost.
Well, that's it. And the thing is as well, the 2 that I've lost to, I've been fighters that I can beat. The last one I lost was very controversial, you know.
Very controversial.
When I dropped him, he was down for 14 seconds, and the sanctioning.
Was he? Okay, I didn't notice that. I did watch it, but I didn't notice that. But
when he drops, he hits the deck, and 14 seconds he was on the deck for, and I thought it was over. And when I obviously questioned the sanctioning body about that, mate, they just turned around and was just like, "Look, we apologise on our behalf." Like that was
really,
which was hurtful. The first one was my second ever bare knuckle fight. I think I just turned 24, mate. I was a young pup. I'm 21.
I know, and you took on a really experienced guy. Like,
and then obviously I got caught cold, and I think for that as well, what didn't help, mate, is I remember I broke my finger because I had my first bare knuckle fight. Then I had to turn it over another 8-week camp. I didn't get a rest. Get to this prize fighter, and I jumped back in camp, and I didn't spar for the whole 8 weeks. And people don't understand as a boxer how much that benefits you when you're sparring, because you're conditioning yourself to the blows. I think I just got caught clean and cold. I had no preparation for it, and I just couldn't recover. Like,
it was just a small mistake as well. It's really small margin.
Yeah, it was.
It was right hand down.
Yeah, I got caught, and then I went in.
Yeah, rising left hook, wasn't it?
Yeah. Look, they executed the game plan because they just kept aiming for the left hook.
Yeah.
But if I fought him again, which I will next year, we're gonna fight again because I'll come back and win mine, and no doubt he'll be there and we'll fight. We'll have the rematch because time and time again I'll beat him 10 times out of 10. I'm so confident that I beat him. I'm 100%.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, you're a different animal now. You was quite Margo. You were quite like You was more boyish in your frame then.
Yeah, you're exactly right, mate. I remember when I was looking at it. I remember like people go to me like, "You look like a little boy when you fought him." I thought, like, you're a full-grown man now. Do you know what I mean? You're knocking full-grown men out. Do you know what I mean? In bare knuckle, not only that, like you're beating them up as well. Like it's a different fight this time, and he knows it because when I went hunting for him, when I won a BKB in that world title and stuff back in bare knuckle, the BKB promotion. They were constantly going, you come fight in the back garden and that, and it was just telling alarm bells saying, like, they know it's not the fucking same fight it was. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nowhere near. Like, they'd be silly to know that. Like, they're not stupid. So, look, that fight will happen next year because I'm gunning for that one.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, he's a good fighter as well. So it's not like you said, like you know, anyone who knows the game, you haven't lost to a mug. He's a good.
No, like saying, like,
you know,
he's good, but I know that I'm better. That's it. I know that I'm better. Like, and the thing is, the only person that beats the only person that I lose to in the ring is me. When I make silly mistakes and do stupid things, you know what I mean? Like when I'm on form on my day, and people say over and over again, some are really good top level pros, and a lot on your form on the day. Like no one's beating you. Like no one's beating you.
No, mate. When you're boxing like that, mate.
Yeah, no one's beating.
No one's gonna touch you. So for the people that are just joining in now, please, feel free to engage and interact. Any nice questions that you've got for the great man, put them in here. I'll read out the good ones, and let's get to know Connor Tierney. We're going to be going through a few questions of my own with him, of course, but I want your questions in there. If you aren't following me already, make sure you do. There's going to be plenty of good interviews coming up. So in terms of your training, do you train any differently to a boxer?
No, train exactly the same. The only thing different we do is probably the hand conditioning on the Makiwara board, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we train in exactly the same. It's mostly conditioning, and it's high pace. It's electric. It's like training for the amateur boxing. And when he was in the amateurs, it was 3-3s, and now in Bareknuckle it's 5-2s, and it's electric. Them fights are like they're not slow paced fights. They're fucking horrible. Like they're high paced. You sit back on the ropes, right, on a steel. On these ropes and BKFC, mate, they're steel. You know that.
Yeah.
Steel with foam around it. They've got no bend. Yeah, like when your back hits that.
So there's no torque. You're just like
there's nothing like that. Like when your back hits it, it's that bang. Like you're like fuck. And you know what? And what people don't understand as well, when you're doing that with gloves, you've got 16 ounce or 14, 10 ounce either side. When it's that, look how that punch is going straight through there, piece of piece, breaking the palms of your hand and everything. Oh, so you've got to train to be honest, you've either got to have that dog in you where you can just walk through the shots like a Mike Perry.
Yeah.
Or you've got to be able to be on your fucking toes for 5-2s.
Yeah, that's not healthy defending with your face.
Nah. It's not. He gets away with it though, doesn't he? So.
Yeah, he does get away with it, doesn't he? But that can't be coached.
I'm telling you.
That can't be coached. So there's a boxer here that was on my live yesterday, and he's like, I asked him if he'd do bare knuckle boxing, and he looked at me like I was insane. He's actually written here. He's written. His name's Kai Ford. He's written. His face is not too bad for a bare knuckle boxer. Maybe I'll give it a try.
You just got to be slick. You know what? Like all my fights, I'm just elusive. I've got good footwork. I trained at Birmingham City Amateur Boxing Club. I trained with the Yafoi brothers. Do you know what I mean? We had one of the best styles in amateur boxing in the country.
Do you spar with gloves on?
So yeah, I spar with gloves on. Sometimes MMA, but although we don't like to do it because of like scratches and stuff to the eyes, but it's like it is exactly the same. Anyone that says different, like, I hate when people go, "Do you spar bare knuckle?" Of course, I'm not going to spar bare.
I know, but I do have to ask because people do wonder how you condition your hands. I spoke with Nate Hines on here, and he said some of these guys are, they've got hands like shovels. they've got hands like shovels, and there's me sitting on my laptop. So how do you get your hands like shovels? You've got.
I've got a Makiwara board, and it's solid oak with a thin layer of padding, and I just whack that when I'm in camp. To be fair, I've been neglecting it, but when I'm in camp, I'm just bouting that 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, just working on it, breaking down the fibers.
Does it draw blood to your hands?
Sorry.
Does it draw blood to your hands?
No, it's not that. It breaks down the fibres of the bones. So you'll know after every session you do when you're doing a Makiwara board, your hands are really sensitive for a couple of days. And that's because scientifically proven the bones and the fibres in your bones break down, they build back stronger. So obviously since I've been on the Makiwara board, I haven't had a break, touch wood. I haven't had a break.
Literally, excuse the pun.
I know, yeah. I haven't had a break now for like my last 4 fights, man.
Yeah. I've seen you training on that board. We've got a guy here. He's called RS Transportation. Rematch with Jake would be mint.
Yeah.
I think he means Jake Lindsay. Is that something that's on your
Of course. I mean, I want to fight Jake Lindsay again. But obviously that's all down to the promotion. It's not down to me.
Yeah.
We'll see what's next. I mean, I spoke to the gaffer a couple of weeks ago. He's like, I'll be in touch soon. I know what that means. It just means I've got to fucking ring him again. So,
we got Sam Taylor 79. How do you control your nerves beforehand?
You can never control your nerves. Nah, there's a lot of people say that. Like, your nerves are a big thing. If you know, if anything, I'm happy I've got nerves because it means that I'm going to fight on nervous energy. When you fight on nervous energy, you know what I mean? Like, you're a bit more electric on your feet. So,
yeah, definitely absolutely. Helps. We've got JK the rapper. He's saying SHMAK.
It means schmack. Because I'll schmack him.
All right. I was thinking, have I missed this one?
Nah,
yeah, it's good to see JK in here. He's been in a couple of lives. Thank you, JK, for reaching out. We've got Lindsay rematch needs to happen. Max Shepherd. Yeah, absolutely needs to happen. Breaking jaws and not hands from Jake Rear 9.
Been very
and because it's my show, I'm asking the next question. Yeah. So how do you condition your punch resistance? There's a saying you can't train chin, isn't there? There's a saying you can't train chin.
Nah,
how do you condition your punch resistance?
You can't train chins, but you can train. Most of the time, it's brain. This sounds really confusing. Your brain's obviously in fluid in the head.
Yeah.
You imagine, right? Every time you get punched in the head, the brain wobbles. The brain wobbles. Now, so many people when they get Judas on the street, yeah, the brain only knows. The brain can only cope with what it sees a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time, when you're in sparring, the brain, like when you're sparring and you're taking big blows, your brain can register it and your brain can overcome and adapt it and recover quicker. But when you're not sparring a lot and when you're like not really taking many digs, or if you're sparring people ain't got much power and you're walking through, when you fight bare knuckle with someone that has got power, the difference is then is obviously your brain receptors don't pick it up because they're like, oh, well, we've sparred, we've took blows, we don't really shake about that much. You go spar someone in bare knuckle, bang, you get knocked out straight away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I see it. I think your brain's a massive part of this, and like, you know what I mean. There's receptors and there's different ways how your brain reacts, but it's mad. Like if you get smacked from the side and you don't see, you get knocked out. If you get smacked from the side and you do see it, a lot of the time you'll probably take it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you know what? I was really surprised, and I have to say this to you. I was really surprised in the Jake Lindsay fight that you got knocked down the first time with that right hand.
Yeah,
it was coming from a mile. It was coming from a different postcode, and normally, you're gone.
That's another thing, though, mate. I wasn't, like I say, my legs were just tired and I was too static and I wasn't my even Jake come out the fight, and Jake, when I expected like you to be like in your last fight, you were floating around and you wasn't as
you got hit really square, and it was just bizarre.
That just like that, to be honest, mate, that just sort of balls me up, to be honest. That whole camp was done wrong. I didn't prepare for it the right way, and I paid it. You might see my eyes drifting off. I'm actually watching the Blues game in the background. We're winning 1-0, man, and I'm just like scanning up back and forth.
You're multitasking. And what's your score? What's your score?
1-0. We're actually fucking winning 1-0 for the first time. So.
We're on Thursday nights now. We didn't make the Champions League.
I didn't.
I'm going to the United game on Sunday, hopefully. I went to the Palace game. I went to the Palace game. I only live up the road from Palace. United game's always fun. I was at the 7-0 last season, and that was the best I've ever been to. It'd be nice to see Brum back up in the. It'd be nice to see Brum back up in the.
I think it's a fucking. It's a project at the moment, so we'll see. And Blues. I reckon Blues in the Prem maybe in the next. Within 3 years, hopefully.
You got Rooney manager, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing a fucking shit job. He's doing all right today. He's doing a shit job at them fucking.
He's having a stinker, isn't he?
Yeah, he's having a terrible fucking time, man.
He's having a terrible time. This Rachel 22's asked a great question, right? She's saying, what's your thought on Ben Whittaker and his showboating? He's a bit like Marmite, but I love him. But I really like Ben Whittaker. What's your thoughts on showboating?
I think, you know, everyone's got to play a game and everyone's got a character that they've got to run with. And yeah, okay, there's times I'll watch it sometimes and I'm a bit like, oh, fucking hell. But then I think, you know what, it works for him because people are talking. That's how the game works. Like, you've got to get people to talk. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the entertainment business. But listen, what do you think about this though? What do you think about this? is that taking it a bit OT?
That is the entertainment business, mate. That's the entertainment business for you.
I mean, what? Come on, mate. Talk me through this.
So basically, right, I'll tell you this story. Yeah, I was like to my missus, I'm getting an OnlyFans, bro, Nicola. She's like, why? I'm like, because I'm telling you, this is gonna go viral. She's like, I know how to think. I'm a marketing genius, mate. I'm sponsored by OnlyFans. Sponsored me in August last year as well. So
I know. I'm going to ask you about that. Actually.
Yeah, it was great. I got a 12-month deal. It was a really big fucking money deal as well. You know what I mean? Bigger than what a lot of probably most of the fighters get in the UK for sponsorship. Yeah. Anyway, it was a great deal. Huh?
Yeah, beautiful. Do you know what my view on that is? You're a prize fighter.
Yeah,
so why do people hate on you making prize money? You know what I mean? Whether it's inside or outside the ring. It is one of my questions for later. Was just about some of the negativity around deals like that.
Yeah,
not just for you. I didn't, but yeah, you know, I was going to just ask you if you had any negativity around that deal.
I get it all the time. It's like people don't understand that when I sold the deal with OnlyFans, like I only have to post training content on OnlyFans. I don't have to get my core out. Do you know what I mean? I don't have to get my fucking, you know what I mean? I don't have to get my skin flap out and flap it around on the camera for people to see. At the end of the day, mate, like they paid me a really fucking good deal. You know what I mean? What a fucking above average salaries in the UK for the year. You know what I mean? People don't see that. They just think that I'm getting my fucking core out for money on the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what you assume with that deal, don't you? That's what
people do it, and people say like, "Oh, go on, fuck off back on your OnlyFans, mate." I'm like, "Yeah, I will, because I'm fucking making more money than your mum and dad, mate, together."
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
I mean?
That's exactly, you're a prize fighter. And if you're gonna make prize inside, outside, your career's short. Why not? I don't see a problem with it at all. We've got a really good question from CeeLo_artist_. Perry never beat MVP. What's your thoughts?
I think he beat MVP. No, I think. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was getting confused then with Rivalries. I do think that MVP should have won that fight. I think that when it went to the 6th round, I think they sort of knew that they wasn't going to afford, or they wasn't going to get MVP back to BKFC, and they needed the face still in BKFC.
Right. Yeah.
So it made sense that Mike wins that fight, goes back to America, signs a new deal. Yeah. And it keeps carrying the sport. So it's just a business move. It was a very close fight, which I thought MVP could have nicked, and they give it to Mike Perry, which I don't blame Feldman, because he knew that MVP was never going to fight for BKFC again, and he needed to keep that MMA face in the game. Do you know what I mean? That's creating attention. Because if MVP blasted Mike Perry out or beat him, and he didn't fight, and Mike Perry wanted to fight, it would be old hat. The stock would have dropped for him. The stock's high. You know what I mean? They promote everything off the back of him beating MVP. Yeah,
do you know what? It really pisses me off about boxing, because I'm a boxing fan. First and foremost, I've boxed myself. I'm a boxing fan. I go to a lot of all the big fights. I've been to Usyk, Joshua. I've been to Kessler and and I go to all the big fights. Eubank Jr. and Groves. I go to all of the big fights if I can. And it really annoys me in boxing that the big fights aren't happening, but the robberies is really what upsets me. And on this channel, I've been saying, why is boxing the only sport where you don't know the score whilst it's going on? Like, if you walk into you turn your TV on now, or you can look up whilst now, you can see Birmingham's winning 1-0. But if it was a fight, you look up, you don't know who's winning. The participants don't know who's winning. Would you prefer just to know the score? I know in Bareknuckle they've started introducing letting know the score.
They sort of let you know. I think back in the day, if you remember, like, you used to be able to see the scorecards on our TV4, and Fight Night Boxing and stuff.
Yeah, and in the Olympics you could see the counter.
I think in the corner though you can get told. So I think if you can say, well, what's going on with the cards, but some shows now they don't tell you.
Would you prefer just to know, like, that? Right, I've beaten the shit out of this guy. Bang, here's the score.
I prefer live scoring, especially in BKFC, because you need to know that some of the rounds are close. You need to know what you've got to do. Do you know what I mean?
Agreed.
But then again, it can be a bit like if I'm bashing someone for 4 rounds and I'm floating around, just taking a chip, like, and I'm pinging her head off, and then they're like fucking, they think they're in with a chance. And then rather than the 5th round coasting, someone goes, oh yeah, you're down, you need to knock him out. And they come in and give me a hell of shit for the 5th round.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
At least that's good though. At least the robberies would stop. Because if you were beating the shit out of someone for 4 rounds and they put up the score and you were losing by 3 rounds, you'd be like, it'd be outrage.
Yeah, that's
and they wouldn't be able to, the powers that be wouldn't be able to manipulate fights. So if you put the score up, you can't rob. The robberies would be gone.
Yeah, there will be.
But there is the issue of, especially in the long form fights, 10 rounds, 12 rounds, someone being 8 rounds down and just giving up, going, oh, look, do you know what? I'm losing by 8 rounds.
Yeah,
I may as well just call it another day.
I suppose that when you say it like that now, yeah, that makes sense, really, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the worry with that idea, I think.
Yeah, cool.
Let's talk about your documentary then, because I thought, mate, I just love the clips that you share, and when I saw that documentary, I'm buzzing to be involved and watch that. I'm a fight fan first and foremost. So can you tell us how that came around and how Troy Deeney's involved and whatever you can on it, please? Yeah,
so we filmed that documentary last year after New York. It's funny because Freddie reached out to me before I went to New York and was like, I've got an idea, can I come with you? And I didn't really know him, and I was like, nah, mate, I need to just get this fight done. I don't want the pressure of being filmed and stuff. Anyway,
you love it, really?
Yeah, well, obviously, I love being in front of the camera, and we focused on the Wembley show.
Yeah.
We focused on taking all the content from the BKFC New York show, pulling it into the Wembley show, and just showing my life working full-time quantity surveyor, work 5 days a week as a QS, and then I'm a father to 3 kids. You know, there's parts of me and my missus and my relationship. There's parts when I'm going fishing. There's parts when I'm training. And there's parts when I've picked up an injury in camp as well. There's parts when I'm in the house and I'm wondering if the fight's going to be on or not. Like, you get to see the reality of it all. And I think it's really good for people to understand not only what it's like to be in my shoes, but what it's like to be in a fighter, you know what I mean? And what they have to go through. Cause,
mate, I've got 3 kids too.
Yeah,
and I can tell you now, like it's a chore in itself. So it's amazing that you can train to the level that you want with 3 kids. Even doing these lives, I have to make sure that they're in bed and they're not going to run down.
Well, that's it. Like, obviously, like, my kids don't live with me, but I have them every other weekend and have them on a Tuesday. I think I'm like 8 or 10 nights a month, and it's like, it's a shame really, because when I go into camp, I have to sacrifice that time.
Yeah.
And like that time where
if you want to win,
that time where I'm with them get sacrificed because I've got to focus on training for a fight. So Tuesday nights and weekends, it's like I've got to get up in the morning. Missus got to watch them for me, like, and like, you know, there's a lot of things that I'd like to do with my son. I want to take him boxing, but I can't because I've got to be selfish, because I want to get to where I want to get to in my career and make my name.
It's a selfish sport, isn't it, Connor?
Yeah, it's a selfish sport.
If you want to win, you've got to, you know, go for runs when you could be going trick-or-treating with the son. Or, you know what I mean? You've got to go and do you. Otherwise, you know, when that bell goes, there's no one going to be helping you.
No, 100%, mate. You are right, to be fair, but like I say, it's a selfish sport.
When's the documentary out for the people that
don't know? It will be on YouTube this Friday. I don't know what time. I'm guessing 6 p.m. again or 7 p.m. Not sure, but I think I don't know how much traffic will pick up on a Friday because people going out and that. But over the weekend, I reckon people catch up.
I'm going to be all over that like a tattoo.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, mate. It's really well filmed, really well filmed. You can tell that from the trailer. Really good video footage. Troy Deeney, my friend Freddie works as a personal filmographer for Troy Deeney. I met Troy Deeney, got to know Troy, been on his podcast. And he just introduced Troy to the film and was like, look, we're going to go to YouTube with this. Do you want to go in with it? And I like 3 ways as a co-producer. And he was like, yeah, Sal, I'm up for that. So Troy's part of it as well. So yeah, it's looking good, man. Like, you know, it's nice before the end of the year, being inactive in Bareknuckle, but to be throwing the documentary out, getting the name out there for the start of the year to go back into, you know, the next fight.
Mate, I think you've got to be on the camera. You've got to be promoting yourself. You've got to be making money while you're fighting. I have no problem with that at all.
Yeah.
Because you work hard anyway. You work hard enough, so you should enjoy the fruits of your labour. Can you tell me about the Kingpyn situation that you wanted to speak about? I'll leave with you. I guess for the fans that don't know what that is, it's a big YouTube boxing channel.
Yeah, so Kingpyn is basically Misfits, like Misfits was on. So when I fought for Kingpyn, they had all the YouTubers on this prize fighter thing, right?
Yeah.
This tournament, and basically they were set to pay me an agreed amount. We went in. They never actually give me a contract. They were like, look, we'll get a contract for him. We'll get a contract. Don't worry. We'll get paid. This guy's a millionaire. Like, he's not short of a fucking few coin. And so anyway, we went and done the fight. It was brilliant, mate. I got to meet a lot of big YouTubers and stuff. Like, obviously, I'm not fans of YouTubers, but it was good to know, people with high caliber. Got to meet, to be friends with, people and stuff like Aaron. I met Aaron Chalmers there. Me and Aaron get on really well now. Yeah. And literally, when it comes to payment, they were constantly like, yeah, give you details. We'll pay you. I'm not sound. The week after that, am I getting paid? Yeah, we'll pay you next week. After that, am I getting paid? And then all of a sudden, when I'm trying to get paid by Kingpyn, they're not paying me. So I'm like, I'm flapping here now because I need money. Like, this is it. We're going July, August. We're in September now. And I'm like, fuck this. I need to do something about this. I've left it again. I speak to my manager. Oh, listen, Connor, they're going to pay you. I think they are going to pay you. They're waiting to get paid. They've got no money. They're broke. They're this, they're that. They're bankrupt. I don't think they are bankrupt. So I've checked online company's house. I work in the industry myself anyway. Like, I've gone through legal before. I'm like, right, they're active on company's house. They're actually not physically bankrupt. They're not legally bankrupt. I'm not sound. So come to September, October. Yeah, we come to October now. I issue the court notice at the end of the month. I issue the claim. I issue it right. 5% of the claim what I'm going for. I send the claim through. They respond to the claim about 5 days later. They ask for 14 days. So I'm in my head now. I'm thinking, right, I've got 14 days for this. I've got 14 days to either accept the claim and pay it or dispute the claim and we'll go to court. So I'm like, right, okay, sweet, we'll see. Anyway, they ring my manager and they're like, tell Connor, we're having to pay this out of our own pocket. Then they throw a couple of like things to sort of scare me off. They go, tell Connor, we can't pay him the full amount because we're broke. We've got no money, and I'm having to pay people out my own money. And also tell Connor that it's not Kingpyn that you're doing the court against. You've done the wrong thing. It's Mount Boyner. Now I've sat back and I'm like, well, Kingpyn has responded to the claim. Kingpyn, it's too late. Like, you can't respond to the claim and then go, oh, it's the wrong group anyway. It's Mount Boyner. So I'm like, right, fuck it. Anyway, they've gone, tell Connor to end the claim. We'll pay him 50% of what he's owed and we'll pay him 50% in December. So the risk with that is I get 50% and I know deep down they'll be like, take the 50%, fuck yeah, we ain't paying the rest. So it really is, mate. It was like the cost of going to court and that. I was like, I don't know what to do here. Anyway, truth be told, mate.
You've done the fight already. That's what's crazy.
I did. We're talking 3 months after the fight as well, mate.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we don't know him, this and that. So I sent all the texts between my manager and them and this and that. And anyway, cut a long story short, I've got ill, mate, on the Monday. The deadline's on the Tuesday. Like, I'm really bad. I got flu. They text my manager and tell Connor to end the claim. We'll pay him the 50%. So I speak to my coach. I'm like, I don't know. He's like, just take the money, mate. They're playing games. Just take 50%. You don't know if you're going to get a penny of it. They might just fucking fold. I'm like, yeah, true, whatever. Tuesday comes. Deadline's at 4 p.m. What happens, mate? I am wiped out. Don't want to pick my phone up. Hang like in bed, like fucked. My head's pounding, and I've gone, fuck this. You know what? I ain't fucking responding to the claim. I'm not ending the claim. Whatever happens, happens. If I lose all the money in it and they fucking fold, they fold. I'm too fucked. Anyway, I fall asleep. I wake up at 5 o'clock an hour after the deadline. I check my bank. They pay me the full amount before the deadline.
My G.
To
make persistence.
Mate, they pay me the full amount, so I'm buzzing. But I was gonna plaster it all over social media, and I just thought, from a business perspective, I want to work Misfits. I'm in talks currently about fighting on Misfits next year. And I was a bit like, you know what? The last thing I want to be doing is like one of them geezers that's like just out in companies like, oh, you paid me, you flapped it. So I thought, you know what? Leave it. If anyone asks, I got paid. And I've done the right thing at the end of the day, mate, because I have my fucking money. You know what I mean? I don't fight for free.
No, exactly. As I said, you're a prize fighter. You need to be getting the prizes. So you just said Misfits, and you know what? I don't know why you've got telepathy today. You have, or either that, or great minds think alike. Because I was actually going to ask you, what's next? What is next for you now? Are you going to do more crossover fights? That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. Now, definitely what's next is BKFC. Gotta be BKFC next.
And who's it looking like? Who's next on the hit list?
I don't know. It's down to Dave Feldman to give me who. Sorry, mate. I was just in the box now. I was about to score. Yeah, it was a great shot as well.
Is it still 1-0? Is it still 1-0?
It's still 1-0. Yeah, we're playing really well as well. So I spoke to Dave. I'm hoping for a top 5 opponent to jump right. At the end of the day, I feel like they owe it me. The last fight was a world title eliminator. Controversially lost. I feel like the least they owe me is the opportunity to fight for a world title eliminator again. So for me now, top 5. I'd like Rico Franco, but that fight's not going to happen yet. He's lined up with a big fight in America. Perfect situation. Him or Jake Lindsay fight for a bout. Whoever wins is a rematch for me. They're both the 2 men that beat me. I win mine, and I fight the winner, whoever, for the bout this year. Next year, I'm definitely going to be the champion BKFC, and I'm also going to fight in Misfits. So we're looking at opponents at the moment.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Do you get a little bit of again? Do you get a bit of negativity by doing some of the crossover fights? Because I think you fought that Kian Cowley, didn't it? Wasn't it?
Fucking divvies. But fucking
your words, not mine.
Him and his little fucking Irish clan of divs, man. Telling you, I went over there. They thought they were fucking the hardest man on the planet, mate. Telling me he punches this hard. He couldn't punch fucking for toffee, mate. It was terrible. But look, I went in there on 3 weeks' notice as well for that fight. I was drinking fucking strawberry daiquiris in Tenerife 3 weeks before that. I didn't even know I was fighting, mate. And then I just went and took the fight for the money. But he's just a div.
Yeah.
I've got anything more to say about him.
Yeah, well, we won't say any more about him then. But let's talk about Birmingham boxing.
Yeah.
And again, I'm a boxing fan mainly, and you've had good boxers in the past in Birmingham.
Yeah.
But you've never had great boxers, I think it's fair to say, okay?
Yeah.
I think you've had a lot of nearly men.
Nah,
okay?
the great...
I think you've had go on.
Galal Yafai, Olympic gold medalist. He's the great. You got to look at that.
But I'm going to read out a couple of Birmingham boxers, okay, great amateur.
Yeah.
Pro boxers, I'm talking like world champions.
Yeah, I mean, he ain't there.
You haven't had loads. Like you've got. I'm just going to name a few. Right, Frankie Gavin, underachieved. Good, they're all good fighters. He did brilliant in the Olympics.
Yeah,
and didn't go on so well in the pros. Matthew Macklin,
yeah.
Yeah, again, he's a good sturdy fighter. I'm not ever cussing anyone who can step in and fight. I'm just talking about when you see like, Manchester has Hatton and, London's had Joshua and, or whatever. And I just go through to the Yafai brothers. Who else have we? Wayne Elcock, Sam Eggington.
Yeah, Wayne.
Sam Eggington.
There isn't a lot, mate, to be fair. There isn't a lot.
I'm scratching around. Young Muttley.
you've got like Shakan Peters, Casey Benjamin, all the East Side lot, them lads, they're all good.
Richie Woodall,
was a good lad.
He was a good fighter. Yeah, he was a good fighter. But he was not a nearly man. I don't want to say that because that sounds a bit harsh. But do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? And I keep saying this. So I went to one of the big boxing shows lately in Birmingham. They need a me. It sounds really bad, but they need a me from Birmingham. They need the people. They need the people that's like. I've got big support. I'm mouthy. I'm cocky. I'm great at marketing myself. I'm great at promoting myself. You don't get pro boxers in Birmingham that do that. That carry that charisma, or that carry that wittiness, the pizzazz. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? The ones that can take. I'm not even talking 3 foot. I'm talking 500-600 rowdy, loud fans. Yeah, but I actually agree with you, and I actually said at the start of this interview, you've got that sort of Conor McGregor. You've got all the traits of a superstar in the sport. As I said, you box beautifully. You've got the personality. You don't I think you've really. But when I looked at that list of Birmingham fighters and I just researched that, none of them really grabbed me as being like. I think superstar pay-per-view quality.
Like Ricky Hatton had a character, didn't he? There's a lot of fighters all over, and we've never really had a Birmingham fighter. We've had great who's had a character that snatched the public eye.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've done that in Bareknuckle. I feel like that I could have been I could be in the next 5 to 6 years one of the most talked about fighters, regardless of pros, or if we all put it in the same category. That catches that. Obviously, Leon Edwards, because he's, you know, he's UFC champion. I feel like I put myself up there, not in terms of like, you know, level of. I'm talking more of the fact of that's
marketability.
The people that talk about, people I spoke about. I go all over Birmingham now, and I'm stopped countless times, mate, for photos. I'm stopped doing who I am. I went to Worcester the weekend, and I got stopped twice by 2 lads who knew who I was. You know what I mean? I've been to Spain. I've been stopped and who I was. I've been to France. I got stopped when I've been to Barcelona. I've been stopped like it. You know what I mean? I want to be that public, global sort of fighter that's known.
Absolutely, and if you keep fighting like you did in your New York debut fight, then you know, that's why you said earlier on that you annoyed with yourself you hadn't continued like that, because you really would have skyrocketed. But there is a Birmingham fighter here who says that everyone's scared of him.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just show you a little bit of footage here. Sorry. Oh, I'm having a camera nightmare. And this is posted by a Birmingham fighter called Tommy Hench. And he said that he came on the show. He was on my show, I think about 2 weeks ago. And he said that he's taught you how to publicly speak. He's also said every fighter is scared of him. Now, you've seen that footage. You've seen that interview. But have you, well, obviously he was involved in this, but a lot of the fans haven't seen this. I'm just going to... I think this deserves some sound, I think. Okay. Let me just try and play this. I don't know if you remember this, but this is tasty. And here's Tommy Hench's bottom left, for anyone who doesn't know him, and Connor's top right.
I'm gonna get up, bitch. Come and fight me now. Come and lick me right now. Come and lick me right now. You only live down the road. You only live down the road. You live down the road. You live down the road. Fight me right now. Bare knuckle on the fucking grass outside my yard. Put my address. Put my fucking address, you little bitch. You want my address, innit? Do you want my address now? Come to my address now. You come to my address. You come to my address now. Me and you now, one straight now. Do you want it? Do you want to straight now? 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 Just shut it down and fight me, you little bitch. Come and fight me now. Come and lick me right now.
So, I mean, like, I'd say he doesn't like you, Connor.
You know what? Secretly, mate, I think he's very obsessed with me. I've seen him constantly commenting about Rico would beat me, James would beat me. No offense to James, great fight. I beat James twice. He now thinks he beat me on the 3rd time. You know, Rico, you're never gonna. Mate, this man is so obsessed with me. Before me, there was no Tommy Hench. Before I got involved with this guy, nobody knew who he was. You know what I mean? Then he chased a white-collar boxing match with me, and we was gonna fight. Then I went and fought a prize fight. I had 2 bare-knuckle fights in one night. The first man to do it, and I broke my wrist, but won the fight.
Yeah.
And I pulled out, and he started fighting.
Yeah.
You know, this and that. He's flapped it. Mate, listen, I fight bare-knuckle. I don't fight white-collar. I don't get beat up by 50-year-old men in white-collar boxing. You know what I mean? I go fight fucking animals, mate. You know what I mean? Blood, bone on bone. So... Listen, he's pissed me off, to be fair, because I've seen some comments about him the other day, and he was commenting to someone back saying Connor's not even the best in Birmingham. Connor's this mate. I don't even talk about the guy. He's obsessed with me, like it's embarrassing. Like, mate, like, you know what I mean? Like, last time I got him on Instagram, he cried his eyes out, like it was weird. So, I don't listen. He's that bothered about me, mate. He's fucking blocked me. He blocked me on Instagram. He blocked my mate.
Yeah.
Anyone who blocks me, mate, I'm constantly bothered about the movements that I'm making. But listen, put that to bed in the past, because he's like nowhere near the level of what I am now. Do you know what I mean? I took my journey, I took my path, and I got to where I am. You know what I mean? I fought Wembley Arena, the Free Arena Dublin. I fought New York, Seneca. You know what I mean? I made all them movements myself. Seneca, I can't remember the Seneca.
I was going to correct you, and I thought, do you know what, I can't say it.
Yeah. But mate, honestly, I made all them movements myself, and I took them by that moment when I was going to fight Tommy Hench, when I could have went and fought Tommy Hench for pittance now compared to what I get. Really,
Yeah.
I was going to.
What weight would that have been at? What weight would that have been at? Because I was thinking he's much bigger than you.
Then he was winning to get down to about 81. But I can't see him being 81, mate. No, he's fucking. He's
What do you walk around at? What do you walk around at, Connor?
Right now, because I'm about 84, 85. So
and then you whip down to 74.
74, yeah. So that's my fighting weight. 74 or 40, 78 if it's gloved. But
yeah, how's that weight cut?
It's a tough weight cut, man. It's hard. But again, like that's another thing. Like he hasn't fought a professional fight. Do you know what I mean? He hasn't been on the main stage like I haven't, and had to do that and had to perform in front of crowds. You know what I mean? Millions across the world.
Why is Birmingham not getting any big shows?
Do you know what Birmingham needs to do? Birmingham needs to, BKFC needs to get Conor Tierney to headline at the Utility Arena in Birmingham. And when they do that, right, then we'll sell it out. Then I'll walk out on the Blues pitch. Then I'll get all the Blues fans. Then we'll pack it out. We'll get 6,000-7,000 in that arena without a shadow of a doubt. Do you know what I mean? But I need to go over to America or wherever I've got to go now, blast away the next person that I'm going to fight, and then convince Dave to get a show back in Birmingham, because we've never had a show in Birmingham. I mean, look, a show in Birmingham don't count if it's not at the Utility Arena. I'm talking proper. I'm talking 3, 4, 5, 6,000 easy that we're doing it. I'm not talking Wolverhampton Hangar. Do you know what I mean? Where they'll probably get 1,000 fans. I'm talking Birmingham Utility Arena.
We've got Jeremiah Riggs, our co-main for you.
Yeah, Jeremiah Riggs is a fucking bad motherfucker, man. Mate, he's the man I fought in my first fight in New York.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, mate, what a warrior. He took shots.
One of the hardest man that I've ever met, because I watched that fight and some of the shots I hit him with, and I remember thinking, fuck, he ain't even though he was going down. Like, his face was just coming apart and he just didn't care. Yeah. And they say about Mike Perry being a dog, but you've got to look at that fight and understand that man's tough as fucking nails.
Oh, he's tough as nails. I mean, that must be dispiriting when you're hitting someone with shots and like it's still there, you know? Yeah. But the finish was immaculate, I must admit. So I'm going to just read a couple more comments and then I'll close it up. But I mean, so Jake Rare, Conor needs an American show.
Yeah, Jake Rare.
Hell yeah, Jeremiah Riggs. Hell yeah, let's do it in the UK. Don't leave it to Dylan Lucas. Don't leave it to the judges this time. You need to be smashing man's face into the back of his skull.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's got. I've got it. You know what? I do feel like I need to go to America, and I need to do the whole American on the voyage. Listen, when I'm in America and I fight the Americans, I'm cocky, and I mean I'm flamboyant. I've got the pizzazz. So that we need to do that again. Do you know what I mean? I need to jump back in and do that again.
Yeah, I mean, mate. You're honestly, that's like the stage for you. You know, America's great, but like you've got work to do in Birmingham. It'd be great to see some big shows, at the NEC or. Do you know what I mean? Or Blues Stadium or something. You know what I mean? Like, unbelievable. I was actually thinking, when was the last big fight in Birmingham? Like big fight, super fight.
Macklin versus Alcock. That was the last big fight, really.
Oh, is that a big fight?
That was huge. Yeah, no, it was a huge fight for Birmingham. Do you know what I mean?
No, it is. I'm not going to get in trouble because Bobby Macklin will come on here and in the future and absolutely drill me to bits. So I don't want to be partial. But it was a big fight for Birmingham. But I'd love to see, like I said, man, you're set to. You're a superstar. You potentially can really take over. Yeah. A few other questions that have just coming in. That's not a nice one. You're not dedicated, Con. You're not dedicated, Con. That's Dylan Nobbs. You're saying that you're not dedicated enough to go all the way.
Listen, I can't blame him saying that, because that's the way I've lived my life. You know what I mean? I've never been fully dedicated and fully invested, and I've still been the fucking best at what I've done. I've still been the fucking one to beat. So next year I am fully invested and dedicating my time. So that's my own flaws that I'm gonna obviously conquer.
Yeah, well, I think I speak for all of us fans that we'd love to see you put 100% in this game. Because you will be absolutely devastating. When you're telling me about Jaeger bombs and boozing and all the rest of it, imagine what you can do if you were like bang on it. You know what I mean? You're a killer already. But, oh mate, if you were like 100% invested.
That's it. You know what it is? I've got like a socially addictive lifestyle. I'm addicted to being around people. I'm addicted to not drinking, but I'm addicted to going out and socialising and I've got.
But you have to switch off. You have to switch off as well because you know it's a brutal lifestyle that fighters live. You know, as you know, it's a brutal.
I seen the comment there, Jake. Imagine the after party. See, that's instantly in the back of my head. I'm like, imagine the celebration party when I've got that belt round there and I've got a shot. It's 2 days, all day.
I'm going to see if I can come to that.
You're invited, mate. Don't worry.
That's absolutely brilliant. Connor, you got this, bro. 2024 is a takeover. Leo Dizzle. Look at the love for you in here, man. You know, imagine the after party. That was the one you just read out. That's brilliant. You know, and listen, I think, as I said, I speak for all of us. We really want to see you do well. Literally, since I saw that clip, I'm like, I'm following this guy because that's how I've been trying to fight like that all my life. You know what I mean? That counter 2, you know, the pull counter 2. Yeah. I've been trying to perfect that for years, and I'm too slow to.
Not me. I'm like the Mayweather of Bareknuckle.
It's just amazing, man. And listen, we love your style. We love, you know, what you're doing for the sport, especially for UK fighters in Bareknuckle. And all of us wish you like the absolute very best. So lastly, because I'm conscious that we're coming up to an hour and I don't want to take too much of your time, and I'm very appreciative of you coming on in the first place, but have you got a message for all the other Bareknuckle welterweights out there? Look down the camera, tell them that you're going to bruck them all up. Let's wrap up this interview.
I don't call out anyone, and I don't say anyone can get it, because only certain man can get it, and you've got to be certified in this game. You've got to be top of the tree, because I am the daddy, and in the day, I'm the fucking governor in this game. And anyone top 5, I'll wipe you out. Any man born from their mother in that top 5 will get smashed. Transgenders could get it too.
Mate, I think there's some tasty fights out there.
Yeah, there is.
Love to see you doing well. Thank you very much, by the way, Jake. Jake Rear, that's really nice. He's saying, big up the gun, man. You're doing bits. And I really appreciate it. So when people support the show, I think that's really great, because this platform is, as I said, for you to come and speak. And I'd love to have you back on for one of your big fights. That'd be great. Yeah, let's definitely stay in touch. And I really thank you so much for your time, your energy. It's been an absolute buzz being around you. I'm coming to that after party.
No, the after party, mate. That's the one. You know what I mean?
I'll see you there. New York, is it?
Huh?
New York.
Yeah, mate, it'll be in Birmingham this one, after the Birmingham show.
All right, let's do it then. Let's do it, mate. All right, brilliant. Listen, have a fantastic evening. What's the Blues score?
1-0, we won, mate, we won.
Oh, you won? You won again?
I seen us win, and I thought, I'm not going to go mad, like. Well, listen, see that there, son, see that there. Oh. The Villa, up the Blues.
Mate, is that what that was about? Why did no one tell you that it's not fancy dress on this show, by the way?
Fuck off, mate.
Why are you wearing that? What's this about? Because I see you did that celebration in your fighting.
That is basically, if you know about the Birmingham firm, the Zulu Warriors, it's basically like the football firm and the Blues. So obviously being like in with all the Zulu friends I've got now, or the nutcases I have, I throw that up and in and before the fights, and that sort of just to say like, yeah, Zulu. When I went to Wembley and I got in a ring and I went like that, I remember listening to about 50 of them all went Zulu.
I saw that.
It's wicked, man.
That's absolutely wicked, man. That's absolutely wicked. Mate, it's been absolutely brilliant, man. I'm going to get you, hopefully I'll get you back on soon. I'm going to be tracking you, and I'm going to wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you
so much for being part of the Gunman Insta Live. It's brilliant to share your journey with the supporters and myself. And we'll stay in touch, and I'll see you at the after party.
Brilliant, mate. Thank you.
Take it easy, man.
Down, man. See you later, mate.
Top man. Love it.